It's Robbie Cornelius, and I am your spiritual life coach. And here we are today in this moment, experiencing, hopefully you're experiencing bliss in your reality. And if not, maybe this video will help you to learn to embrace the essence of love more in your life experience. I want to talk to you today about loving yourself a little bit more. You see, the spiritual path is all about practice. Not practicing to necessarily perfect something, but practicing daily as a doctor would practice medicine. Not practicing to reach a specific end result, but practicing as an art, as a way of life. And for me, it has been very beneficial for me to learn how to love myself more and more each day. The more you love yourself each day, the more you will in return love the world at large and those around you. I am a firm believer, and I must clarify that a belief is just a strong opinion. But I am a firm believer that true love comes from self. It starts from the inside out. And the old way of living has resulted in many humans searching for love in all of the wrong places. We have been looking for the mirror to reflect something different back to us. But when you open up to a new way of life, you come to understand that the mirror can only reflect back to you who you are allowing yourself to be. And to change who you are, or to allow yourself to become more of who you truly are, requires you to go within. This is the conflict between religion and spirituality. Because religion has often led people to believe that they are to seek the approval of an outside source in order to validate their worthiness. So we have created generations upon generations upon generations upon generations of humans who have been seeking the approval of their tribal leader to validate their worthiness. And lo and behold, here comes spirituality reminding us to remember that everything we need is already within us. That we only have to seek love from within, and then allow that love to radiate in the world around us. Now, I'm not here to talk about which one is better, religion or spirituality. But what I will do is speak about the concepts of what each one represents. From my perspective, spirituality is a natural way of life. In fact, I would go so far as to say that spirituality is life. And religion is like putting life in a box. And when you put life in a box, often you are limited to perceiving life from a specific point of view. Often, many tribes are formed by getting members to conform to one person's point of view, when in reality of spirituality, there are as many different point of views as there are different individuals. In fact, there are as many truths as there are individuals inhabiting the planet. And when you conform to the specific point of view of anyone outside of you, you are forfeiting your spiritual right to think for yourself. Spirituality is more so about allowing people to think for themselves, to seek their own internal resources, to seek the counsel of their inner self, to realize that we are already perfect. We are already divine. Everything in your reality is a different form of life energy, including you. So why would energy send itself to a planet made out of energy as some type of punishment or a series of tests to make itself prove itself as being worthy enough to be accepted by another part of itself? And what I mean by that is that everything in life is life. And we have been, up until this point, we've, as a human race, have been perceiving reality from a very, very limited perception, which has caused us to believe that a white person was different than a black person, or separate than a black person, or that Americans are separate from Chinese men, or that Chinese are separate from the Asians. And this is not so. We are all one. Not saying that we are all the same. Not saying that we are all clones, but saying that we are the one life, experiencing itself as individuated self-expressions. We are life in different formations. So when we go to war with people on the other side of the country, spiritually, mentally, and physically, We are going to wars with ourselves. We have allowed so many outside tribal systems to, in fact, separate us from ourselves. Many tribes over the past have claimed to bring man closer to the essence of what they call God. But throughout history, it has often done the opposite. It has trained man to not trust in him or herself and to seek the counsel of an outside source. We are looking for the mirror to show us something different than we're presenting. And it is almost like the dog chasing its own tail. In this great world of awakening, just by being on the internet, we are seeing that we are already interconnected. On the internet, there's no boundaries between America and China. We experience ourselves as being connected. The veil has lifted. And many of these tribal systems that has kept many of us separated throughout history are using every fear tactic they can possibly find to manipulate your mind. And this is why this subject of loving yourself is so important. See, loving yourself is all about accepting yourself. Realizing that right now, in this very moment, you are worthy. You are worthy because you are life. You see, when you love yourself, you come to know who you truly are in every moment. You allow yourself to become more of who you truly are in every moment. It requires you to get well acquainted with your heart space, the home of the highest truth. You see, mentally, anybody can manipulate a person who is experiencing life from a mental perspective. Many tribal systems have even forced people to believe that the heart is deceitful. Another way of manipulating people into believing that they can't really trust themselves. So this is why I say to love yourself. Open up to yourself. Go within. Because when you truly have a healthy love and respect for yourself, you won't be so easy to be manipulated by outside stimuli. Now I want you to think about this. One thing. Every company and every organization that has ever existed, or every company or organization that currently exists, depends on your existence to exist. That's how powerful you are. You know, I don't want anyone to confuse me with a spiritual leader. I'm not a spiritual leader. I am simply someone who has learned to get in the daily practice of attuning to the truth of my highest self at every moment. Do I have valuable insights? Yes. Are these insights valuable for everyone at this exact time? No. Will everyone agree with what I have to say? No. And also, even though I encourage people to subscribe to my videos, and even though I encourage you to sign up for my mailing list to receive free spiritual life coaching, I know that my company only exists because of you. So think about this. When any outside tribal system or any outside individual is trying to convince you that you're not worthy, your mind is big business. Or should I say your brain is big business. And in the past, many of the big businesses that existed because of lack of understanding of who you truly are. And now you are awakening. You know, there used to be a time where you had to go to the church to hear what the minister had to say about the truth of life. There was a time where you had to go to the physical library to do any type of research about yourself. But now we're living in an age where we have access to more information in the palm of our hands than we have ever had throughout the entire existence of the human race. It is so easy to type in Google to give you an answer to a question you have. And even though I believe that Google is very beneficial, I love Google, but now more than ever, it is very important for each individual to learn how to think for themselves. Because when you're typing in questions to Google or any search engine, you're basically being bombarded with the opinionated suggestions of everyone else. My teachings are all about getting you to think the highest thoughts about yourself and others, to ask your own questions and to find your own answers. Because life is a big, beautiful, unlimited, eternal paradox. And I believe that every individual has the power within them to transform their life experience for the better, forever. For this moment of now is all that exists. It is the only thing that is real. It is the only thing that is real. So, I just want you to think about a couple of things I've said. And also remember that the truth shall never be forced upon you. And also remember that no one shall ever force the truth upon you with fear. Many of these systems use fear tactics to persuade you into their way of perceiving the world. Do I believe in Jesus? Of course I believe that he was an individual just like many of us who are now awakening. But it is also a subject I don't get too caught up in because I was not here, or should I say I don't remember myself as being here 2,000 plus years ago to prove or disprove the existence of Jesus or any other avatar. What I truly stand for is life. It is the art of inclusion. For instance, I see this beautiful couch as an expression of life, just as I see you as an expression of life. What I do to you, I do to me. So I want to inspire you because I like to inspire myself. I like to think for myself, so I encourage you to think for yourself. I am only here to be a guide, and any other spiritual person acting as a spiritual counselor in your physical reality should only be acting as a guide to lead you within yourself, to trust in yourself more, to seek your own internal counsel. That is what educate really means. I'm not teaching you anything. What I'm doing is assisting you in expressing what is already within you. What do you truly want to offer to this world? Who do you want to be? What do you want to give? How do you want to live? How do you want to live? Think about that.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for connecting with me at a soul level. If you know anyone that you think would enjoy this message, I encourage you to pass it along. For more free spiritual messages, or to contact me for a personal spiritual life coaching session, please visit me at InsideOutLife.com. The letter N, side out, life.com. It's been Robbie Cornelius. Peace and unlimited love.